once again, you already know who it is. Boy Diablo. Diablo TV. Like and subscribe, do things you're supposed to do. Woo! And I've not been too active because, you know, nothing fancy. Grafting, working. Get myself in debt, didn't I? I was in 3 months in Wales. Living there, yeah? The thing is that, sort of debt I get myself into, brother, is among my own people. I'm anti-capitalist. I don't have no mortgages, credit cards. I don't need none of that stuff, brother. So I'm working and grafting, which I love to do what I do, and I pull myself out. Now, getting to this discussion about anti-capitalism and capitalism. One of my favorite capitalists that I've ever met, and it's my honor to know, is none other than the great Mr. ANNIS Abraham. CCFC, Cardiff City Football Club, Cardiff City Soul Crew, aka the Millionaire Hooligan. And brother, I'm here. Hello, Mr. Abraham. God bless you and your family. What a great guy. My honor to know him. And know I've met so many other people that know him, and people have heard of him. And, you know, the guy's a legend. No other way to say it. I already made a video about the man. But in recollecting, I had 3 months this last time. Let alone this compounded upon all the other times I've been there and everything else. So and some people see my Tommy Robinson Yaxley stuff, and you know, they focus on that, and that's obviously the biggest news or the biggest content I was able to create in that 3 months. You know, but that's 3 hours in the morning of a 3-month adventure. So with that being said, I'm still putting the pieces together, talking to lads, and I've been busy. And back in my own training, doing my thing, making my music. So the social media is not I do it on the side for the fun of it. And maybe I'll get more serious with it, whatever, but it gets me what I want, not necessarily the channel itself, yeah? And because of the channel and because of my exploits, you think I'm a mug, you think I'm a numpty, all this other stuff, that's great, but what about this man? Bam, 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 bam. And what about inside of there? For none other than yours truly. So I had the distinct honor of going to breakfast with Mr. ANNIS Abraham and Mr. Jonathan Evans day before Millwall at Cardiff, yeah? Breakfast day before. I hung out, had a great time. Never forget that. And I've hung out with him since and stuff like that. But he gave me this book. I asked him for it. He said, of course you can. And he autographed it for me. And this is my most prized hooligan book now, let's say. Well, you know, I don't want to disrespect Mr. Colin Blaney, rest in peace. I have others, but needless to say, this is prize is my collection. And I haven't had the opportunity to start reading any books. I've been busy. So now I'm going to start reading books again. And I just wanted to read, you know, the picture on the back. I'll put a link to the book. Pictures are great, you know. Sam in Hooligan link number 2. Hooligan with a picture of him from the news. Nightclub king sells up and moves out. You know, it looks brilliant. So I'll read the back to you and I'll let you go. ANNIS is the fascinating story of a millionaire who has lived and worked in pubs and clubs up and down the breadth of the country since the age of 12. Young entrepreneur, football fanatic, family man. A revealing insight into the life of a man determined to achieve something from his life. A man who lives and works each day to the fullest. This book tells for the first time how the infamous Cardiff City Soul Crew was formed. Soul Crew, Soul Crew, Soul Crew. Who was involved, how it became established, and became known as one of football's most notorious football firms. Read about how the Abraham family's battles in the High Court and ANNIS's time at the House of Parliament, how the Abraham family opened the first ever nightclub and casino in Wales, how Peter Stringfellow wanted to go into business with them, and such names as Tom Jones and Shirley Bassey worked with them. Read a behind-the-scenes account of power struggles, backstabbings, and the fight to control Cardiff City FC, and ANNIS's role within it. The book details a unique relationship ANNIS had with previous chairmen at Cardiff City, including Peter Ridsdale and Sam HAMMAM, the great Sam HAMMAM. I'm putting that in. Read how Annis's passion for football and his wealth led him to the brink of buying a football club after an unsuccessful attempt at joining the board of directors at Cardiff City FC. A revealing book about a successful businessman with a passion for football and his intrigue of the violence that was involved in football during the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Now a husband and father, Annis relives the major events of his life in this compelling autobiography. Annis, My Story, Annis Abraham Jr. Autobiography, foreword by Sam HAMMAM, the great Sam HAMMAM. So, I learned a lot of things from Mr. Abraham already, you know? In life, you want to always be learning. We talked about these sorts of things, but one that stuck with me, when we met, he got to know me, and he's trying to figure me out and stuff, and he worked me out pretty quick, I think. And he says, well, Del, he says, you got people talking about you. And my father taught me, rest in peace to his father, he must have been obviously a great man, respect to him. He said, my father taught me, when they're talking about you, you're doing something right. When they're not talking about you, that's when you're doing something wrong. And I'll leave with that, because lots of yous out there talking about me and Mr. Abraham.